Gurkha was the green thing they put in hamburgers. Craig Charles.
Welcome to this very special edition of Robot Wars. Yes, get ready for America versus Britain in the all-new War of Independence. Now, for those of you who didn't pay attention in history class, America fought for independence from Britain over 200 years ago. Since then, the war's continued. We've sent them over a volley of boy bands. They sent us back Michael Bolton. In those terms, I'd say they were winning. But now it's time to settle the score once and for all. And right now, 8 robotic recruits from either side of the Atlantic are waiting to do it the hard way. Let's see who's not going to have such a nice day.
Oh yes, Craig, hands across the ocean and a warm wave of welcome to Ghetto-Bot, Ramstein, Mangulator and Frenzy against the UK hopefuls, Detonator, Ming 2, Panic Attack, champions of the second series of Robot Wars. The first up-and-coming Mortis.
Well, they may be united in the pits, but it's time to get devastatingly divided in the arena. Let the War of Independence begin!
From Nottingham and Cambridge, Mortis.
Infamous competitors from previous Robot Wars, the axe is fearsome, the arm can hoist 100 kilos, aerospace-grade materials used throughout. All of the UK robots here have a zero-turning circle. And already in this series of Robot Wars, we've seen the power of that axe. Next to it is the Streamech arm, the self-riding mechanism arm, certainly Mortis, one to be reckoned with.
Hi, my name's Rob Knight. This is Arthur Chilcott, and our third team member Paul Ford is away flying. This is our robot Mortis, here for the War of Independence, hoping to kick some American butt. Pretty much the same as it was in the last war. The major new difference is that the arm has been coated in silicon carbide. It's an abrasive, it's almost as hard as diamond, so it's a diamond-coated robot. Got the same weapon, big pointy thing, and we also have a lifter.
From Michigan, representing the USA, Ghetto-Bot.
Lightest and youngest of the US teams are wedge-shaped to flip opponents. Recently they entered a competition to design robots for specific tasks. They finished 43rd out of 261.
Hi, I'm Joe, and these are my teammates John and Al. This is our robot, the Ghetto-Bot. It's great from Michigan, and it's got tank treads that'll hopefully allow us to really push some of the other robots around and push them underneath our wedge shape here that'll topple them over.
Roboteers, stand by.
Ghetto-Bot are regulating robotic competitions at high school level. Joe at the controls, an engineering student at Purdue University, and then Mortis, it came out of Cambridge University really, Arthur Chilcott, and at the controls, Rob Knight.
2, 1, activate.
Well, Ghetto-Bot's going to have to go some here to stop Mortis in its tracks. And the British robot trundling up and over. Ghetto-Bot from Michigan. And there you can see the diamond-edged axe of Mortis. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 dents, but at the moment they have yet to puncture Ghetto-Bot. The RefBot looks on. Look at that high-tech whiz-kid design of Rob Knight's controls. We'll see it again, I'm sure. Mortis edging Ghetto-Bot towards the flame pit. At the controls, Joe Taylor, alongside him, John Angeli, a high school engineering student, and Ghetto-Bot immediately torched and flame! A shot that will be heard around the world! They called the American War of Independence against the UK. Well, the shot is being fired by the UK robot, and look at RefBot in there with the old fire extinguisher. Ghetto-Bot, I think, have been immobilised, or have they? No, a little nudge, a little prod. Back come Mortis again, and there, the great axe of Shunt came in death metal as well. Look at Shunt's axe, more powerful, sharper than that of Mortis, it would seem. They are not having a nice day, Craig, are they, in that control pod? And you can see the puncture marks now. The sparks from dead metal, circular saw on the right. Shunt with the axe, and Mortis takes on Kill-A-Lot. Well, I'll tell you what, Rob Knight and Arthur Chilcott have always been great sports in Robot Wars, and they want a crack at the House Robots because they think Ghetto-Bot is finished here. They think it's first blood to the Limeys, and they're taking on Sir Kill-A-Lot here. Look at the lance, you don't want to get too close to that. Rob Knight at the controls. Ghetto-Bot Well, it's well and truly a salt and pepper pot by the end of it all. And victory, of course, to Mortis.
Whoa! Absolutely ferocious! The winner is Mortis! Come out, lads, come out! Well, Ghetto-Bot.
A little stinky out here.
It's burning in the ghetto tonight, isn't it?
It is.
You flew a long way. Michigan's a long way, and you just came here to be toast.
Yeah, it was fun.
Were you surprised by the ferocity of that attack?
Very fast hammer.
It's an awesome robot, that, isn't it?
Oh yeah, a lot of power.
Are the British robots all you thought they were going to be? A little more. And more. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Ghetto-Bot!
It's working now perfectly.
It is working, because, I mean, you've been a great underachiever in some of the wars that you've been involved in.
We are the best at underachieving. You can't beat us for underachieving.
That was taking out some of your frustration there, wasn't it?
Yeah, it's because I'm controlling the driver now, you see.
Are you driving now?
No, I tell him what to do, and he does what I tell him. That was a good fight. I enjoyed it a lot.
Thank you.
Yeah, well, I mean, it wasn't really a fight. It was just you bullying some poor American boys.
It's friendly fire.
Do you think you can go all the way this time? Do you think you can? I mean, these grudge matches are brilliant.
Right, not saying anything on that comment at all.
Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Mortis!
Have you got much to do for the next battle?
No, not much at all.
Right.
Usual things, just call the electronics, new batteries, and away we go.
Good, confident. Do it for us, boys.
Did we like Ghetto-Bot? Not a lot. Out they go. Mortis are through, and next up, Panic Attack from the UK against Rammstein from the States.
From Miami, Rammstein.
A spiky Florida Marlin then, 209.2 pounds heavy, an experienced team. One of them, Corey Chine's a rocket scientist. They've recently tried to shed weight on the robot.
Hi, my name is Alex Espinosa, team captain of Team Rammstein. To my left I have Eddie Ampuero, then Corey Klein and Nola Garcia. Our fifth team member, Julio Roqueta, is not here in person, but is on our robot. Rammstein consists of 207 pounds of pure power. It has 4 motors with 4 transmissions and 4-speed controllers to drive one very sharp, very hard steel spike through any opponent.
From Cumbran, Panic Attack.
Bulletproof fiberglass means no need to panic. Electric lifting forks mean plenty of attack. Semi-finalists in Series 3 of the UK Robot Wars Championships, they won Series 2. And this is how they did it against Cassius. Firm favourites with many, and this was a shock. Cassius pitted Panic Attack with the champions.
Hello, we're Team Panic Attack. My name's Kim Davis, this is my son Michael, and this is our new team member Christian. And this is a robot Panic Attack, and we're going to take back the title of the War of Independence from the Americans.
Roboteers, stand by.
Rammstein with Alex Espinosa at the controls, engineering student at Florida International University. And Panic Attack, Kim Davis, a maintenance manager at the controls, Michael, his son there.
Activate.
Panic Attack, really worthy opponents, whether it be domestically or on the international stage. Robot Wars veterans, you can see there the lifting forks at the front, the spike of Rammstein will need a great deal of power to penetrate Panic Attack, I think. At the moment it's no more than a nudge and a scratch. That will not do any damage whatsoever to the aluminium polycarbonate and bulletproof fibre shell of Panic Attack. A little bit of a nudging contest going on. Perhaps they're feeling each other straight out, and immediately Panic Attack levering Rammstein up and onto its side and over. They can roll both sides up, Rammstein. It's not technically a SRE-mech, a self-riding mechanism as we've seen before in Robot Wars, but they can roll either side up. That is also a design used by many, many competitors, by the way. Panic Attack coming in with the forks again. What Rammstein may find, if they go up on their side, they will not be able to right at all, and they will be out. And I think that is what Kim Davis is trying to do with Panic Attack now. Trying to lever them up on its side. Well, they want it to go in the pitch. It's the pitch! You're the pitch! The USA! Chalk dust! No, I can't see any of that, but in the pitch! Up and over! the attack on Panic Attack itself. Hey, up and over, that's great stuff. Go on. Lift him to our own, very own Grand Canyon on the arena floor. That's where they want Rammstein to go. You see, our Robot Wars arena audience are very neutral. UK or USA, they're neutral. Get the States into the pits, that's what they're saying. Well done, Kim Davis. Another victory for the UK.
Panic Attack, an ex-UK Robot Wars champion, is the victor there. Coming out, lads, coming out. Well, you flew all the way from Miami for that.
Well, next time we'll bring bigger batteries, and it's going to be a different story.
What was the problem there for you? You didn't seem to really get going much.
Well, in the beginning we were doing all right, but then the batteries started getting lower and lower until we can barely crawl, so at that point they kind of had their way with us.
But that Panic Attack is a very underestimated robot. It won the UK Robot Wars Championship in the Second Wars, you know?
Yeah.
Well, you were doing the driving, weren't you?
Yes.
What were you doing?
I'm the chief engineer, and like you said, next time we'll have larger batteries.
So we typically batteries that let you down.
We typically run 3-minute matches in America. You guys run 5, so we are a little bit unprepared for that.
Let's hear it for the Rammstein team! You did it again! As I said to the Rammstein team, you're always underestimating you guys, but you always come up with the goods.
Yes, we do. That was a bit of a cat and mouse. We just couldn't get the forks under in the right position. We turned him over once, but then he did start slowing down, so we thought, and it was just a matter of getting him balanced on them and getting him up.
But when you did the piggyback, I mean, that was so cool!
Yeah, well, I'd have to ask him how heavy it is, because we're on about 84, I think they're around about 95, so...
But they're blaming their batteries, saying they would have had you. They would have had you, they say. They always make excuses.
Yeah,
they would have had you, they say. It wasn't for the batteries.
Maybe, maybe not. I doubt it.
And what about you, young man? You're back.
Yeah.
Did you enjoy that?
Yeah.
Think you can go all the way?
Probably.
It's good luck. Hope you go on further. Ladies and gentlemen, let's hear for Panic Attack!
Typical Americans, though. Bigger than you, heavier than you, but you whipped them, did you not? Did you enjoy that? Yeah. So the lifting arm is working beautifully?
It's working brilliantly.
No changes to be made for the next battle?
No, none whatsoever.
Oh, always cool, calm and collected. Do it.
In the yellow livery, Panic Attack looked like a New York cab there, shoving its way through all the traffic, nudging Rammstein to defeat. Next up, Ming 2, the UK Mangulator for the States. This deadly Ming will move like a flash, top speeds of up to 15 miles an hour, 2 spikes at either side, and a flipper weapon as they try to become kings of the Robot Wars universe.
Howdy doody. This is Alexander, this is Oliver, I'm Andrew, and this is Ming 2. This is our flipper, and in the back we've got a sting in the tail, we've got a spike at the rear, and you are here today to fight the Americans. Which is rather good, really, because I deal with the Americans on a daily basis, and it'll be really nice to kick their butt.
And representing the United States of America, Mangulator.
Another wedge shape to flip opponents, designed partly in LA and partly in London. Sneaky stateside spies get everywhere. You can mangulate, we'll strangulate.
I'm Dan Danknick, this is Adam Clark, Bob Pitzer. We're here with our robot, the Mangulator, here to inflict maximum damage at Robot Wars UK. Our weapon on the end is a thumperizer, a 5-pound sledge that swings back and forth, and we're here for maximum mangulation to defend the title of the United States.
Roboteers, stand by.
Ming 2, with team captain Andrew Cottrell, who apparently doesn't like dealing with the States. I wonder what his company thinks of that. And the Mangulator with Dan the Man at the controls on the right. It's quite laid back, doesn't he? That's LA for you. And of course they have the thumperizer. Perhaps they use the arena elevator to get to the arena floor. It is our language after all, boys. This is the Mangulator on the right-hand side. Up on the top of Ming 2. It is a powerful weapon, actually, isn't it? Spinning around frantically. Bash, bash from the arena floor. And again, crashing against the arena floor, which actually doesn't pick you up any points, boys. But never mind, we'll try and explain the rules to you a little bit later on. This is Ming 2, Andrew Cottrell, using his wedge shape to drive in like a Formula 1 car there. Underneath the Mangulator. isolating the thumperizer, which perhaps will come into play here. No, this is good steering and driving by Ming too. Good control here from Andrew to dodge away from that weapon, which actually, in all seriousness, is quite destructive. But the wheels, well, how frail was that? Remember the old westerns and the stagecoaches dodging the Apaches and the wheel came off? Look what's happened there. Now here comes Matilda with a chainsaw. And all the house robots, like those westerns the Indians used to go up on the hills around, about to come down now on the circle wagons, look. They haven't got too many wagons to circle. All the way from LA and home again in pieces. But home again by T, which is more important for them. And the pit starts to descend. And the mangulator, what's left of it, is about to go into the pit. Oh dear. Almost like stretcher bearers of doom. Matilda and Shunt, and in they go. Good sports though, weren't they? Another victory for the UK.
One wheel on his wagon. Mangulator is definitely not rolling along. Mangulator, you're out of here.
Well, you got mangled in about 30 seconds, but it only took you 2 days to build.
Yeah, we built this in 2 days over the internet, collaborated, and this is what we ended up with.
Yeah, we've never had a robot built in 2 days, so well done. But we do need to know what happened. Where was your weakness?
Well, we had a failure right here on the wheel shaft where the snap ring holds on. There was a place where a crack could start, and a high shock, the crack continued, the wheel came off. We won't make that mistake again, though.
Now, you've been in contact with some of the guys from the other side of the Atlantic, have you not?
Yes.
What's your connection?
Oh, for a couple of years now, I've been building interface ports to interface radio controls to the motors and the control systems for improved safety and improved functionality. So about 50 or 60 of the Roboteers here use my
They use your design.
Yeah.
Hey.
So it was good to come and meet everybody for a change.
So you've enjoyed it, at least?
Oh, absolutely.
Good, and you'll be back next time with a bit more preparation, please.
In a few months with a better robot.
Yeah, because failing to prepare is preparing to fail. Well, hey, you were merciless, were you not? Did it feel good being that mean? Well done. You fought for our nation, boys. You fought very, very well. I hear you're up against the Americans quite a lot in your daily life, though.
Yeah, our office is in San Francisco, so we fight with them on a daily basis. So it's nice to win for once.
The UK soar and sing with Ming. Mangulator have gone. Next up, Detonator against Frenzy for the Stars and Stripes.
From the United States of America, Frenzy.
Nothing LA confidential about this team from the West Coast, well known after 6 years together. Watch for a frenzied attack from the mighty Action at 209.4 pounds, the heaviest here.
Hi, we're here for the American War of Independence. This is Frenzy the Robot. We are Team -0. My name is Patrick Campbell. This is my wife Joanna. We're here from California, and this robot is mean, it's big, it's going to kick some butt. We got a big axe with a robot tenderizer at the end, meant to destroy and kill all robots.
From the United Kingdom, Detonator.
Robot Wars veteran seen in the first wars with a new team member, 8-year-old Tegan Crosby, daughter of Captain David. 2 spikes and a ram make this detonator explosive. Out with a whimper though in the first wars, never got going. Stuck on an arena spike, much to the displeasure of teacher David Crosby.
Hello, we're back for the War of Independence, and this time we've got Detonator. We have a new team member, Tegan, who's going to attempt to drive the machine, hopefully. And we brought Claire back from the Napalm team. We've lost Vicky, who's gone on holiday. And what we're going to try and do is ram these American upstarts with this large red ramming device and hopefully get through this War of Independence.
Roboteers, stand by.
Flying the flag for the state, someone has to. Frenzy, there at the controls, Patrick Campbell and his wife, and Detonator from Dartford. Claire Greenway extending the aerial for the controls for David Crosby. Hope the United States competitors would last as long and be as durable and long-lasting as the US presidential election, but that's not the way it's been so far. But look at this, Frenzy! Absolutely pummeling Detonator! This is what we've been waiting for. The length of that weapon is formidable! Back bashing and crashing and smashing, and Detonator looks like a pummeled prune out there, and now they've spiked themselves on the arena floor. This is great stuff. Matilda comes in, and they're back ready to fight again. Poor old Detonator will not thank Matilda for that. So a stateside challenge at last, in the shape of Frenzy from Los Angeles. Bash and crash. Well, almost as many devastating splits in Detonator as there are in the San Andreas Fault in Los Angeles from Frenzy. And Detonator nudged towards the flames. There's nothing left, I'm afraid, for David Crosby and the team. I'm sure they... Oh dear, oh dear. There's a rhythm to it, a menacing, awful tattoo being beaten out there by the drum of Frenzy's great axe masher, tenderizer. Hardly kind to tender hearts. Claire Greenway just 17 and Tegan Crosby just 8 in the Detonator team. And that's what's left of their machine. How can you smile? They've been scalped! Where's the 7th Cavalry when you need them? Oh, poor old Detonator! On fire! But Frenzy looks a robot to really be frightened about. And this could be the War of Independence Terminator. In the shape of Frenzy, Detonator has been terminated. There's Dead Metal on the left-hand side. And Shunt onto the arena floor flipper. And then the last moment of action we'll see from Detonator is to be tossed unceremoniously into the air. No Thanksgiving for Detonator. And the pit remains. Hardly the Dartford tunnel, but the team from Dartford are about to sink into the oblivion of the pit of despair. Well done, Frenzy.
What an absolutely brilliant fight. Detonator, no doubt seeing stars and stripes. Frenzy from the USA, they go through.
The Dartford team. What happened? What can you say about that?
It got smashed.
It really did, didn't it?
Yeah, they've had one drink at all, but it's totally smashed.
I hear this is an old robot though, because we've seen you with Shadow of Napalm, and this is Detonator. This is your first robot,
This is the very first robot, yes.
I think it was a wise decision putting that one up against the Americans.
It was indeed. It's been lying idle for 4 years, then it came back and got trashed.
It did. Can we hold that up and just show the camera there exactly how trashed that got? That was round, now it's flat. Claire, was that your fault, young lady?
No.
No?
Tegan was driving.
You were driving?
No,
were you really?
Daddy driving.
Oh, that's your daddy, is it?
Blame me. Yeah, so what does it look like?
Pizza to me.
Pizza!
Frenzy guaranteed another piece of the action a little bit later on. Detonator, they've gone. So it's Frenzy against Ming 2 and Mortis against Panic Attack.
In the pits, getting ready for the semi-finals, we have Mortis. Arthur, how are you feeling today, young man?
Tired, worn out,
Tired?
fed up.
How's the competitive spirit?
What competitive spirit?
Oh, come on, this is important. This is our nation we're talking about. You've got to get through this. I think this is your fight. Have you faced Panic Attack in other wars?
Yes, we have some time ago.
And what happened?
They beat us.
They won. They won. This is a beautiful machine, winner of the Second Wars. You've been a good performer in the past. What are your tactics going to be against Mortis?
I think we'll pick him up, toss him over, chuck him around the arena. And if there's anything left, we'll give it to the house robot.
My money's on him.
Bye bye, Miss American Pie. Drove my robot to Sir Kill-A-Lot, and yes, the end was nigh. But far be it from me to be biased. We've got 4 teams left, and may the best robots win a place in our finals. Let the semi-finals begin!
Roboteers, stand by.
Real grudge match this. Panic Attack with the lifters. There's Kim Davis at the controls. It's son Michael and Christian Bridge with them. And there's Mortis, Rob Knight at the controls with Arthur Chilcott.
3, 2, 1.
Great competitor over the years with Mortis and Rob Knight. They've taken some stick to the crowd, I know, but they always come back and they're always fearsomely courageous and very competitive. And look at that axe. And don't forget, they've got the lifting arm as well. They're not as powerful as Panic Attack's fork lifters. In underneath, though, what they'll try and do is get those forks, do you see, plucked up underneath the tracks of Mortis. Try and pluck away the tracks, leaving him immobile and, of course, then beaten. Mortis gets away. Side on now. Broadside attack on Panic Attack with the axe once more. Mortis. Kim Davis is one of the best, most erudite of drivers in Robot Wars. Great style and control, always has shown it, but pushed back to the CPZ dangerously. And in reverse, perhaps getting away, dragging Mortis, or was that a Mortis shove? The axe is impaled on Panic Attack, right there in the very heart of Panic Attack. Now, can Kim control the attack back into serious contention? Because at the moment, I would say Mortis has been the more aggressive of the two. Over the top of Panic Attack, you can almost smell the sulphur of the flames, feel the burn. Panic Attack in underneath. Mortis trying to shove it there towards the CPZ, and Sakillalot awaits. That was a Panic Attack drive, and Sakillalot comes in with a mighty pincers and lifts Mortis up, shows it to the arena crowd. That was worthy tactics from Panic Attack. Pushing Mortis back in, comes down with a bash. Crashed back down to earth. In comes Panic Attack again. Don't panic! Don't panic, Mr. Mortis! Panic Attack's on the attack. With a slam of the axe. Oh, something's come up there. I think it was superficial only. But look at this. Panic Attack trying to free itself using the forks. And no, the repetitive drive of that Mortis axe. Great strength by Panic Attack. Forcing it back onto the arena side wall. This is very even, you know. It could well go to the judges as to who makes the War of Independence final. We will have a UK flag in that final, of course. Guaranteed. Panic Attacks backing onto Mortis. It will go to the judges, and it was very, very close. Too close for me to call. They'll judge on style, control, damage and aggression. Martin Smith, Professor Noel Sharkey there in the middle, and Dr. Myra Wilson on the right. So let's count the points together. A good Panic Attack. But back come Mortis. Who's on top there? Mortis or Panic Attack driving Mortis into the arena wall. Certainly good thrust from the axe. But then Panic Attack drove Mortis into the CPZ. Was that decisive?
Well, we have a decision. It couldn't be any closer. There's only 1 point in it. But through to the final, fighting for Britain in the War of Independence, is Mortis! Listen to that hostile crowd. They're on your side. They wanted you to go through.
Well, maybe we drove better and pushed them about, but their axe did more damage.
Yeah, they did a bit more damage, and they were very aggressive, weren't they? That axe can hit quite fast, can't it?
Yeah.
Didn't really penetrate you though, did it?
No.
You upset?
No.
No?
No.
We enjoyed it?
Yeah, we've really enjoyed it.
And you never know, we still might get to beat the Yanks, might we?
Well, I think we'll definitely beat the Yanks.
Nothing wrong with a bit of xenophobia.
No.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's hear it for Panic Attack! Well, you did it!
We did it.
You did it! You through to the final.
Well, something finally.
I've always said you flatter to deceive, you're the great pretenders, but you're through to the final now.
Yeah.
Let's hear it for Mortis!
Well, team, the crowd weren't very pleased with that decision, were they?
No, they don't like Mortis that much, do they?
Why?
I don't know. It's always been since War One. The crowd never liked them.
Oh, and you've always been a favourite because you won the second wars with a sponsored robot. That was sort of the first sponsored robot that we've seen, and you've always been a fantastic team, raising lots of money and everything else. And you're a competition winner yourself, aren't you?
Yes.
And you've joined up with the Panic Attack team. Have you enjoyed yourselves?
Yes, it's really good.
Excellent. Is there anything you wish you'd done differently in that battle?
Possibly to be able to use the self-righter while we're on our wheels to put it should be able to lift another robot out of the arena, but I changed the design before we came up. I should have kept it.
You can hear that booing. It was me in the background. I must admit, I thought Panic Attack had won it, but Mortis go through to the final. Will it be an all-UK affair against Ming 2?
Right, we need to talk tactics. We should have a tactical huddle. Tell me what you've got, because you haven't really got much in the way of weaponry. You've got one little fixed spike at the back.
Yeah, a little spike at the back and the flipper. Well, I don't know, Alex has got the theory that if we hit his hammer hard from the front, it's going to dislodge it from the mountings, but I think we'd be better off actually getting him underneath and flipping him.
What do you reckon? You said the axe.
Yeah, if we hit the axe, the chain might come off, and then we can flip him then, because then that way he definitely won't be able to self-right.
Yeah, because we're not sure if that axe is going to self-right.
No, not sure.
Ooh, well, I'll just go and find out for you, shall I?
Excellent.
You can't call me a spy. Frenzy.
Hello?
Well, you're looking quite confident.
Well, we came this far. We can't.
You can't lose now.
Yeah, no.
Now, talk me through the axe. Does it work as a self-righter?
Yes, it does.
Yeah?
Yeah, not by design, but just happened to work out pretty well.
But it can also stick you to the floor, because we saw that in one of the previous battles, didn't we? You were stuck there for a while.
Yeah, the wooden floor is not holding up too well.
Perhaps it's all power, no control?
Maybe. We'll see.
We'll see. We'll see. Go easy on my lads, all right?
We'll see what we
They're
can do.
only little. Good luck.
Roboteers, stand by.
Representing the UK, Ming 2, with Andrew Cottrell, dad to Alexander and Oliver, and there's Frenzy, Patrick Campbell at the controls, not forgetting his backup team, by the way, George Milero and Emile DeMilo. Alexander and Oliver, our young strikers, our midfield maestros, and Patrick, of course, a quarterback. With the Axo coming down, slamming on the top of Ming 2. Now, how much can Ming withstand? A little cheeky flip, just to say we're okay, but are they? I don't think they are. And I think he realises they've lost all forward, sideways or backwards power and momentum, which means that Ming 2 is a sitting duck. And Frenzy, all joking apart, have been very strong competitors. They may be overweight, overpaid and over here, but they're over here on a mission. Frenzy to slam dunk Ming 2 out of the Wars of Independence. And they're doing just that, and this is painful to watch. In comes Bash, there on the left, and Dead Metal, of course, on the right, opening the pincers. But that damage was sustained in the very, very first attack, although they flipped the lid, so to speak, and a gesture to suggest they were still in there fighting, they weren't. And Andrew Cottrell knew. Look, you see there's no power in the tyres at all, is there? There's nothing there at all. And they're on their way out. Ming 2. Well, we will have the Dream Team final. The Stars and Stripes and the Union Jack will be represented in the War of Independence. And it will be no Boston Tea Party, I can tell you. Ming 2 will not be there, of course.
Well, Ming may have been merciless, but now he's motionless. A frenzied attack. Frenzy go through! Problems there, eh?
No, I don't know what happened. It was a shame. It was a real short fight. It just stopped, and I was sitting duck, really, which was a bit of a shame. But you know,
You were bludgeoned to death.
I was
basically,
bludgeoned to
weren't
death.
you?
Well, I think I died before he bludgeoned me, but I was certainly dead afterwards if I didn't before.
It was a bit of bullying, really, because you didn't even raise a punch against him, did you? He just filled you in.
Yeah, completely failed, I'm afraid. Bit of a shame, but you know.
Never mind.
Next year, maybe.
We've got another British robot to fight in the final. We could still claim America. We could still claim America back to the Brits, couldn't we?
We ought to, really.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's hear it for Ming!
Well, one hit, and we looks like we knocked him out.
Completely battered him.
We had a few more hits, so we just to make sure he was gone.
Yeah, you look like you were enjoying it as well. It was more like bullying, really. I mean, he was like that with his hands over his head, and you were just filling him in like that. Well, you've seen Mortis, the robot you're about to fight, to see who wins the War of Independence. A few fears there?
We'll see what happens.
Well, good luck. Good luck. I know I'm trying to whip up some xenophobia here, but, you know, if you win, you win.
USA.
May the best robot win. All right, then, let's hear it for Frenzy!
You bullies!
Us?
Yeah.
Poor little kids, they're in tears here.
Yeah, taking it out on two little boys.
Yeah.
Oh. So what happened? I mean, you cut out quite early on.
Yeah, they had lucky hit. They hit the very spot, our Achilles heel. Unfortunately, their axe is so heavy that when it hit it, it knocked out the on-off switch on the servo.
Which was just under there,
Just
wasn't
under
it?
there, yeah. Bad design.
Oh, don't say that. You've done
Paid the
incredibly
price.
well to get to the semis. I see you've been tenderised.
Yeah, very much.
And there, and there.
Yeah. Lots of loving tenderisation from our Uncle Sam friends.
Frenzy going through, poor old Ming 2, they're out. So there you have it, Mortis of the UK against Frenzy of the USA in the War of Independence Final Judgment.
Well, during this oh-so-violent war, we've seen some heavy casualties on both sides. Some robots have their British end flipped up, while others are no longer the American beauties they once were.
Certainly Ghetto-Bot, they're not. Beaten by Mortis in the very first battle of the War of Independence. Flamed. Then Ramstein beaten by Panic Attack in the pit. The wheels came off for Mangulator against Ming 2. Detonator though were pummeled by Frenzy as the States hit back. This was Mortis beating Panic Attack in the War of Independence semi-final. And Frenzy damaging Ming 2 to go through.
But now, with two robots remaining, national pride is at stake as they decide who will win this War of Independence. Hey, let the final begin!
Stand by.
Flying the Union Jack from Nottinghamshire and Cambridgeshire, Mortis, Rob Knight and Arthur Chilcott, and from the United States of America and Los Angeles, Frenzy. There are the controls, Patrick Campbell.
3, 2, 1.
Started by chucking a few tea bags over the side of a ship in Boston Harbour. Occasionally ever since, we've had our grudges. And now we have the worst of them all in Robot Wars. The War of Independence, and Mortis on the attack immediately on Frenzy. Look at the axes coming down, oh bang, and crash. It's the weightier weapon, that's for certain. But the more frenzied attack comes from our very own Mortis. And not forgetting Sergeant Bash and Frenzy's toppled and turned. Well, flying through the air, it seemed like a spaceship there for the minute. Comes down though. And prepares to have a nudge at Mortis. Sergeant Bash in there as well. Locked tight on Frenzy with the claw. Now Sergeant Bash could get involved because Frenzy was pushing the CPZ immediately by Mortis right at the start. And again it would seem that Frenzy spinning around. And he's like some weird alien space saucer. But Mortis, like a great silver gleaming tank, trundles back on the attack on Frenzy. The close-up shows the axis hammering down. More control weaponry though from Mortis, certainly. They're trying to use the lifting arm there, you see. That can also double up as a Stream X self-riding mechanism. Frenzy is the more laboured attack, but is it the more heavyweight attack at the moment? The Mortis shell is holding firm. Aerospace grade materials in the Mortis team. And still the repetitive bash of the Mortis axe. Well, they've been around Robot Wars, the scene, for so many years. The Mortis boys, without really ever doing themselves justice or picking up any honours. But I think here, they've got this War of Independence. They certainly have Frenzy on the run. Can they flip them up and over using the long arm? They're over. Now can Frenzy right itself using the weapon? The soft underbelly of Frenzy is exposed. In goes the Mortis axe. It's the Woody Woodpecker song from Mortis. And Frenzy can't right themselves. Their weapon has been immobilised. And it means that Patrick Campbell's machine is now at the mercy of Mortis, all the way from Los Angeles. And certainly very creditable and credible opponents as well. Now the torch though of Sergeant Bash. Killalot has them in its grip and will draw Frenzy ever so slowly but ever so surely towards the pit, I would imagine. We see it descend and the UK Robot Wars fans make their feelings known. And also so does Bash, because I can tell you very secretly, one of his chips comes from Silicon Valley.
cease.
California, here I come. Right back where I started from. Mortis are the winners of the War of Independence in this style against Frenzy into the CPZ. That meant the sergeant could come out and we saw the repetitive acts all the way through. Frenzy toppled over, couldn't self-right. The damage had been done and the Union Jack flies over the Wars of Independence.
Well, that was the fight that was. And I tell you what, it was a good one. Hey, you came a long way from Los Angeles to get beaten up by a pair of good old-fashioned English hooligans.
We're ashamed to go home.
You're ashamed to go home.
We're a disgrace to our country.
What went wrong for you?
Oh, well, as soon as we lost our weapon, we basically were weaponless. We couldn't do anything.
What do you think about the standard of the British robots?
Oh, they're amazing robots. Yeah. Especially the housebots, yeah.
But normally Americans go, oh, well, ours are bigger and better and badder.
Yeah, just give us time to build something. Yeah, they'll be bigger and better and better.
So you're going to come back for the next War of Independence and try and get America back?
Of course, of course.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's hear it for Frenzy! Yes! Come on! You've won the competition! Oh, those wars. Glad to deceive all the time. The great pretenders to the throne.
It's finally perfect and it's now retired.
And you've won the War of Independence. Now you're saying you're going to retire, Mortis, now?
Well, we'd already decided that before this competition, that Mortis was actually retired.
So what are you going to do with it then? What are you going to do with it? You're going to break it up into small parts?
I do a lot of lectures in schools and village fates, that sort of thing. We're quite heavily involved with teaching.
Don't all the kids take the mickey out and say you're from ZZ Top?
No, they don't know who ZZ Top are, mate. Then we're not. Sorry, the children are not that old, are they?
Showing my age, showing my age, Rob. It's your trophy. Show it to the audience. They fought long and hard. They battled for a cause, and they reclaimed America for Robot Wars. Bye bye.
And Robot Wars is back on BBC Two on Friday at the later time of 6:45. A battle of a different kind makes tonight. Jacques Depardieu continues to avenge himself on those who betrayed him in the Count of Monte Cristo.